chat.
All right, let's talk about this film. Very good film. So this is
Oh,
your first time doing this. I like that. Also getting into South by Southwest, not easy to do. Talk
no.
about the whole premise of how this came together because it's a dynamic short and it makes a lot of sense of what I see when it comes to land, heritage, and everything else going into this.
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you. And yeah, very excited to have gotten into South by Southwest. I wasn't expecting it, but it feels very validating and I'm really looking forward to it. So, yeah, it kind of it came together because I grew up going to Red Sands. Actually, my boyfriend used to take me when I was in high school, this was the early 2000s, and I've lived in New York since I graduated high school. But every time I go home, I like never leave without going to Red Sands. And over the past, 20, 25 years, every time I go, there'd be a little more people, a little more people. Up until maybe 6 years ago, I was suddenly like looking around, I'm like, oh my God, there are thousands of people here. And um so this is clearly like a place that has become an entire identity for a lot of El Pasoans, and like an entire scene and culture and community has been forged out of this space and this sport. And so I just really felt like this was the story that needed to be told, especially, like I knew that I wanted to be a filmmaker and I was kind of in between developing a few different stories. And I just felt like this was the most important one because this story has not been told before and this scene um has not been shown. And I just felt it was time.
Did you know you wanted to be a director? Because I've been talking to a lot of first time directors here at Slam Dance, and obviously it's Oscar week in Los Angeles, all the things that I'm doing. So I see a lot of new things coming up with new people, and I like that energy.
Cool. Yeah, I'm glad to hear it because yeah, it does feel like I would be excited to kind of like see new perspectives and hear new stories, and so hopefully that's kind of what will come out of this maybe new growth of new generation of directors. But um yeah, I've been wanting, it's funny because I think I had like the first thought of wanting to be a filmmaker since I was maybe like 16 years old and just started to become obsessed with movies. But my life just took a completely different trajectory. I'm like the first person in my family to go to college, and um I think I felt like where I was as a teenager wasn't in a place to like really know what I wanted yet. So I actually had like a whole different career, but something just kept bringing me back to this. And I've been thinking about this for, I want to say like 7 years. And I started working on this in 2019. And just as I was getting started, COVID happened. And that really like slowed things down. So it really has been such a patience game, and just like it's gonna happen when it does, when it happens. And so yeah, for it to culminate, like it took 3 or 4 years to make this film just over like increments. El Paso is far from New York, so being able to go back and plan and film and come back and edit, it was just a really long process. And so it feels really, yeah, just very validating for it to kind of culminate, for it to be premiering at South by and kind of get the attention in that way.
I was just talking to three filmmakers yesterday on how long it takes to do a film. It doesn't matter if it's a short film or a feature film. And
Yeah.
I'm telling a lot of my friends and new people now, expect it to take a little bit longer, but don't be discouraged by that. You may have just stuff that
Yeah.
happens to you in your everyday life, and you may have to get the rights for things. You just never know.
Yes.
But the
Yeah.
process is, I love the energy that you guys are doing, especially when it comes to putting into, for Red Sands. That is extremely important. And congratulations to you because no one knows the journeys until you start doing a lot of these interviews like this because it's a long process, isn't it?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you for mentioning that because yeah, it really is. And it does, there's moments where, yeah, like there were so many times where I was really down, because I was like, man, is this
Yes.
ever going to be finished? Is all this hard work and time and, because this is like self-funded. I'm just a normal person with a job. I don't come from family money. I do not have any financial help from anybody in my life. This has all just been little, piecemealing little parts of my paycheck to make this happen, and with the help of colleagues who were down to do this because they believed in it. And um, so yeah, I think it's really important to just stick with it. And it's like if you believe in something, then you're just gonna keep working on it. And yeah, there were moments where I would have to just completely let go of working on it for a few months because
Yes.
my full-time job would get overwhelming, and and then I'd be like, oh, I have free time, okay, I'm ready. And then Sean or my editor would be like, shoot, I'm like I'm on a job for a while. And it's really just, you just gotta like stick with something if you believe in it, and be very, very patient.
And this is the reason why I like to help a lot of independent filmmakers and people in general, especially those artists. I just got done doing the LA art show. Everybody's in that same game. They want to get their projects out there, and it takes time. And this is where I want to help at that point. When it comes to Red Sands, what did you really want to get the word out for the audience, the people that haven't seen it yet, and for other people to come and see your film?
Yeah, I think I just I mean, there's a lot of different, I think, like takeaways that people can take from it, and I think that I'm excited to see what that is, because I think that there is gonna be, already in just doing press interviews and seeing like the different takeaways has been really cool. Because, and also, like, there's going to be a whole bunch of girls that even feel inspired by Rosie, by the female character. Like, I'm excited to see where it goes. But I think, like, for me personally, like my first and foremost, I want people to just take away like a little bit of an updated narrative around the border, and especially around the border town of El Paso Juarez, because it's such a contentious place. It's a place that, and by living in New York, I know this, like it's just known for the upsetting headlines that surround it. That's only becoming more and more, like it's increasing more and more with the political climate that we're in. And I just really want to humanize this place, and I want to show people that it's a place just like anywhere else, where it's a real place with real people and real families and real traditions, and where a lot of like resilience resides. And so yeah, I really hope that people just come away feeling more connected to El Paso and the border, and having an understanding of it that's deeper than its headlines. And it was intentional to not talk about like these types of things in the film, because I didn't want to take away from the beauty and resilience of this culture and turn it
Talk
into
about
that. Mhm.
talk about Rosie a little bit. Why is that character so important?
Yeah, Rosie is so important because she is one of the rare women drivers in this scene. And by nature, it's a very, off-roading is a masculine sport, and it's also just like the fact that this is like in the wilderness, this is like in a completely unmonitored area. I think that there's a bigger kind of like adrenaline and kind of like danger that revolves around it, that has always been, yeah, just predominantly more male dominated, which is fine and it's totally natural. But yeah, Rosie is one of the women that has kind of paved the way as like, I want my own truck. Like I love this stuff too. And so I'm gonna build my truck, and I'm gonna have the best truck, and it's gonna win at these competitions. And like she really did that. And not just that, like she when she goes off-roading, she's driving, and usually women are in the passenger side, and that's fine, but both ways are fine. But yeah, I just thought Rosie's story was really important, because it's kind of like she's like a single mom. She has two sons, and she kind of just, she loves this sport, and so she does it, and she does it herself.
For the audience that who we want the audience to obviously come to South by Southwest, but to really see your film, give them the time, the date when they can come see your films.
Yeah, so they can come see it on March 7th, which is opening night, March 7th at 6:30 p.m. And wait, did I say Friday, March 7th, 6:30 p.m. and Monday, March 10th at 11 a.m. And we actually have a website set up for the film now. It's just redsandsfilm.com. And so everybody can go there and stay updated on when and where the locations are, and hopefully, hopefully it'll continue to travel to other places and might be in a place near you soon.
And well, I'll be down. I'll be heading to Texas pretty soon because I
Awesome.
have two co-hosts down there in El Paso. Last two questions. Talk about you just the experience. What did you learn from directing this? Because the process of this is fascinating when it comes to first-time directors and completing it from beginning to end. I was
Yeah.
talking to our attorneys yesterday about a lot of filmmakers and new people don't know how to put this stuff together and finding the right attorney, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I learned so much. I mean, it's literally like how I said, I have a whole career as like an art director and creative director, and I think that that really helped lend itself towards this a little bit more like prepared in terms of that I knew there was going to be a lot of obstacles, but yeah, I think I learned a lot. I love how collaborative it is. And I really loved that part. I think I kind of could be used to like doing things on my own and just taking care of business. And it was really nice to have a lot of support. But I learned that, yeah, um, you always need more time. It's always going to take longer. And you really want to kind of like build the right team that understands the vision from the get-go and kind of like not force things in that way. Like, yeah, so like finding the right team and being really, really patient with that.
Last question.
Yeah.
What do you hope the audience gets out of seeing Red Sands? And give the social media links so people can follow the progress of wherever you may be going next.
Yes. I'm sorry. What was the first question?
Social media links so people can follow the where it's going. And what do you hope the audience gets out of seeing Red Sands?
Oh, yes. I hope that they just feel very excited, and I hope that they feel the adventure that comes along with being in Red Sands. I hope that they feel transported into this place, and feel more of a connection to it. And currently, they can go on the website redsandsfilm.com, and I would just go on my personal Instagram. We're setting up an Instagram for the film, but right now they can go on mine, which is just instagram.com/Romina Cenisio, ROMINACENISIO. A little bit of a mouthful, but yeah, those are the places for now.
I love your passion. Congratulations. And
Thank you.
I won't be at South by Southwest this year, but
Okay.
I'll be checking out things, which is good. So
Awesome.
congratulations again and
Thank you
good
so
meeting you. And
much.
actually I will go and follow you too. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah. So great to meet you as well.
Thank you.